The ancient Greeks used monsters in their stories to represent the fears and anxieties of society. In the story, Oedipus Rex, Oedipus represents a fear of authority. The monster in Medusa's head, Medusa, represented Greece's need to be accepted into the social order. The ancient Greeks used monsters to teach morals to the people. The myths and legends of these monsters are still being used today to teach children about right and wrong. One of the best examples is the story of Pandora's box, which tells us that curiosity is dangerous. There are many more examples, but this one is a classic. It is a Greek legend that tells the story of Pandora being created by the gods as a gift to mankind. She was given many gifts and talents, but one of her gifts was curiosity. As she tried to please her father by asking him questions about everything, he warned her not to open the large jar that lay before him. When she couldn't resist anymore, she opened the lid and all the evils in the world escaped from it. That is because her curiosity killed humans. If a person doesn't stop their curiosity, they will end up doing something bad or not being able to control themselves. Typhon, the father of all monsters. Typhon was a gigantic monster, the son of Tartarus and Gaia. He was described as having 100 snake heads with frightful eyes that could look in all directions, and a loud voice that was as deep as thunder. The story of Typhon's defeat is told in Hesiod's Theogony. Zeus fought Typhon by hurling thunderbolts at him while the other gods threw huge rocks. The great mountain Etna in Sicily is said to have been formed from one of these rocks, which had fallen on Typhon's head and buried him beneath it. Echidna, the mother of monsters. Echidna is the mother of all monsters. She was the wife of Typhon. Echidna, also known as Mother of Monsters, is a female monster in Greek mythology. Echidna is a combination of both a woman and reptile. She has a serpent's body with a seductive woman's face. She used to drag her victims to abysmal pits where she enjoyed to eat them alive because she was immortal. Deep within the earth, she was residing in a cave. Echidna gave birth to many famous monsters that we encounter in Greek myths. Chimera, the three-headed beast. Chimera was a monster from Greek mythology. It had the head of a lion, the body of a goat, and the tail of a snake. The Chimera was slain by Bellerophon with the help of Pegasus. The Chimera is one of the most famous monsters in Greek mythology, and it has been featured in many different forms of media over time. Bellerophon is said to have killed the Chimera in Greek mythology. According to Homer and Hesiod, Bellerophon used a flying horse called Pegasus. The ancient Greeks had a variety of monsters that they used to represent the different parts of their society. For example, the Sphinx represented a guardian, while the Hydra represented an overreaching government. In general, these monsters were used to represent what was going on in society at that time. The ancient Greeks would use them to tell stories and relay important information to their followers. The Cyclops was one of the most famous characters in Greek mythology. In the story, Odysseus and his crew come across a Cyclops and he throws a boulder at the monster's head. The Cyclops then manages to kill all of the men in his crew except for Odysseus. The Cyclops then kills Odysseus's men because they were unable to shoot back. The Cyclops is ultimately killed by Odysseus. He manages to blind him by pelting him with rocks until he dies. The Cyclopes are a species of creatures in the Greek mythology, and one of their members is known as Polyphemus. Ancient Greeks used monsters in their stories to represent the darker side of human nature. The monsters that are included in these stories are not just scary, they also serve as a symbol for something else that is hidden within us.